Okay, although dangerous, I'm going to square both sides. And what do you get? You would get a plus 2b times x minus 2ab equals x squared minus 8bx plus 16b squared. I'm going to continue to simplify. This will give me ax plus 2bx minus 2ab equals x squared minus 8bx plus 16b squared. Let's take a look. You get x squared, and let's take a look. Let's see, you get minus 10bx. Let's see what else you get. You know what? I'm not going to be able to fit it in, so I'm going to erase it. And I want to fit it in. And I'll tell you what I need to get a 0. So x squared, that part's done, minus 10bx. And let's see what you're going to get next. You're going to get, let's see. Okay, let me write this down. Minus ax. I got that part done. And then you're going to get plus 16b squared plus 2ab. All right, it looks kind of complicated. But I do want to point out, I could certainly identify coefficients now. So for example, the a, this is the big A, is the coefficient on the square term, which is 1. And now the big B is the coefficient on the x term, which is this over here, which looks like minus a minus 10b. All right? And then the c is the constant term, and that looks like 2ab plus 16b squared. All right? So that's one thing you could do, identify the a, b, and the c. The other thing you could do is you could try your skill at factoring. So let me write that down for you. And the way to do that, I'll write it down this way. And this would be what? Let's see, minus. I'm going to write down a plus 10b x, and then I get plus. Let me write this down in a factored form. And what I see is I see 2b. And then I see what? I see a plus, I said 2b, right? So it'd be 8b now. All right, kind of looking at it, you could try to factor it, right? Again, you got to decide what's easier for you. And let's see. I'm going to write down 2b and a plus 8b. Let's get some signs here. Let's see if that works. X times x is x squared. That worked beautifully. And certainly the last term works beautifully as well. You'd get 2b times a plus 8b. Do we get the middle term, though? And that's often a struggle, by the way. So you get, I'll write this down for you. It's going to be a coefficient. You would get, minus 2b minus a minus 8b. And what does that give you? Let's see if I got that right. Minus 2b. Oh, that's minus 10b. Minus a. It worked beautifully. So it's the correct factorization. I'm going to erase that. That middle term is always a tough one. That's why I wrote it down. I'll write the answers down now. What the answer is going to be? Well, let's write this down. X will be equal to a plus 8b, or the x will be equal to 2b. All right? Now, before you say, this is the correct answer, I'm not saying it's not. I think it's probably a good idea to check it. All right? And the one thing I'd be checking for is if you get something. All right? Let's take a look at it. And by the way, a large part of it depends on what A and B are. But, I want to erase all my work now because I'm going to start to go to the checking mode. And which of those two answers might be easy to check? And again, I know this is more difficult. I do want to point out, though, that if you look at the key over here, I'm not saying this is the answer, we did get here. Not by using the quadratic formula, but by factoring. For those students who want to use the quadratic formula, you'll still get that. All right? Now what I want to do is I want to check. And someone says, what do you want to check? I want to check x equals 2b. And I'm going to say it's really not that bad to do. For example, on the right side, what would you get? 2b minus 4b, which would be minus 2b. Do not panic yet. For example, if b is a negative number, that would be positive, and that's what we need. But I'm going to look at this over here and then kind of like be critical about it. And again, x is going to be 2b. So let's just do a little side work. So you get a plus 2b times 2b minus 2ab. All right, let's write this down. What do you get? 2ab plus 4b squared minus 2ab. So what would you get over here? 4b squared. All right? So let me just erase this over here. And I'm going to claim that this solution is only going to be valid if the b is less than 0. So this requires that the b be less than 0. All right? So that's one answer, right? That's one answer. So I could say x equals 2b with the condition that b is less than 0. All right? Let's go to the next one, more difficult. And I'll put the next one down. What's the next answer I'm going to put down? Well, we're going to check now another one. And what am I going to check now? A plus 8b. Well, let's write this down. What are you going to get? Well, on the right side, you're going to get a plus 8b, right, minus 4b, which is a plus 4b. The only way this is going to work is if this is greater than or equal to 0. You know what? I'll put this, could be equal to 0. I'll put that down, all right? All right, let's keep going. What do I do now? Plug it in. And I got to do a little work over here. So what do you get? A plus, I'm doing the radicand now, 2b times x, which is a plus 8b, minus 2ab. And let's see what you get there. You get a squared. Let's see. Then you're going to get what? 8ab, 10ab now. And then what do you get? 16b squared minus 2ab. And what would that give you? It would give you a squared plus 8ab plus 16b squared, which is a perfect square. Let me write that down for you. So that's going to be a plus 4b squared. All right? And again, this answer, I'll write it down for you. X equals a plus 8b is only valid is if this thing here is greater than or equal to 0. So I'm going to commit to those answers now. I'm going to read the key to you. It says over here, x equals a plus 8b is a solution of the original equation given that a... Oh, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I wrote something down. Wasn't thinking. I got to revise this. And I have it written right above it, and I apologize for writing that down. Provided that a plus 4b is greater than or equal to 0. And again, I want to remind you, that's the condition that I wanted the problem with. So again, this is an answer, and this is an answer. Let's read again, and it goes on over here. It says this is solution provided, whoops, I noticed there's a typo there, provided that a plus 4b is greater than or equal to 0. And then it says, it goes on to say, if b is less than or equal to 0, you can also say x equals 2b. All right, I'm going to revise this over here. So there's two corrections I need to make. I just noticed them. This is a word that needs to be corrected. This is given that. And this one over here is b less than or equal to 0. All right? So b equals 0 is a solution to the problem, by the way. That means x would be 0. And, yeah, that works fine. All right? I have to make those two corrections. Thank you.